Without further ado, we'll be continuing our next program. So now may I briefly introduce to you all our next speaker of the day, Professor Dr. Muhammad Fauzan Nuruddin. Professor Fauzan received his PhD from the University of Wales, UK in 1997, MBA from the Central Missouri State University, USA in 1991, and BSc from Computer Science from the University of Missouri, Kansas City in USA on 1989. He's a professor in knowledge technology at the College of Information and Communication Technology. His book, ICT and Islam, has been adopted as the textbook at several universities. Currently, he's the head of ICT and the Islamic Research Cluster. He was the Dean, Center for Postgraduate Studies, International Islamic University, Malaysia from 2012 to 2013. A visiting scholar at the University of Bahrain from 2004 to 2005, and Jazan University, United Kingdom of Saudi Arabia from 2010 to 2011. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Dr. Muhammad Fauzan Nuruddin on the topic of development of dignified society in Quranic spirits.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. All praise to Allah SWT. Salawat and salam to our Prophet Muhammad SAW. Thank you, Ms. Moderator, Ms. Fu, Fin Tu Ang, and thank you, Dr. Maulana. And thank you very much, the speaker previously, MMF, isn't it? Or MMIF? I don't know. What's your name, sister?
MMIF.
I'm Yadana, actually. I forgot to change my name.
Yeah, okay. So thank you very much. Very good. I heard you said about how you start to find through Sheikh Googles and reading Quran translation. This is the beginning, but don't rely the Sheikh Google all the way because there are a lot of information, but there are sometimes knowledge. I will explain later. Thank you very much, and thank you, Mrs. Fu. Thank you, Dr. Malana, for inviting me. I'm in Sabah right now. I tried to get my Wi-Fi, but unfortunately there are problems with this hotel. So I'm now using my hotspot, my mobile phone. Hopefully my connection is good as you are. Okay, my topic today, the development of dignified society in Quran spirit. So I'm the Director Tripartite East in Southeast Asia. And together with Dr. Malana, helping this region to help to develop the education, especially the thought, Islamic thought. And we appreciate Dr. Malana for handling the Myanmar students, and we hope Myanmar students together with Malaysian, Indonesian, Philippines, Brunei, Singaporeans, Thailand, and South Korea and China that we are focusing on how to develop Muslim Ummah through MMIF is saying the Quran is the best curriculum. Yes, indeed, and forever is valid. Okay, I'm chairman of Cybersecurity Malaysia, MCPF. I'm also vice president of WADA and professor in Kuliah ICT. IUM, and I'm a Cyberspace Professional of the Year 2021 by Cybersecurity Malaysia. This is a credential and a little bit introduction. And the topic today is the development of dignified society in Quranic spirit. We are going to be enter month of Ramadan and month of Quran, inshallah. I want to show how Quran and development, especially my area, information technology, is related to each other. Okay, and okay, this is my background. I think I already explained to you. I graduate from United States, a Bachelor of Science, Computer Science, and MBA in Central Missouri State University, Missouri. Then a PhD in IT in Wales. Okay. I will start with this ayah, Surah Al-Imran, verses ayat 190. Allah Ta'ala said in the Quran, A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Inna fi khalqis samawati wal ard wa ikhtilafil lail wan nahar la ayatil ulil albab. Here Allah SWT said, verily, in the creation of the heaven and earth. I mean, what's happened in this universe, in the creation of this universe and earth, and the alternation of night and day, the changing day and night, night and day, they are indeed signs of the sign. Ayat li'ulil albab, and Allah referred to ulil albab is all of us, the man of understanding, the man try to understand, and the man that appreciate and create, be alert what's going on, and at least day and night. You look at a day, like we just, I'm in Malaysia now, 10:46. I'm not sure about in Myanmar, but last night, before I go to sleep, I see the night, and wake up in the morning, I go for jogging, walking near the sea here. I can see this day, and then we come back night, day and night. They are changing, and there is something that is significant for us. So that for men of understanding. Okay, then Allah SWT continue. Alladhina yazkuruna Allah qiyaman wa qu'udan wa ala junubihim wa yatafakkarun fi khalqis samawati wal ard. Rabbana ma khalaqta hadha batilan subhanaka faqina azabannar. And those, who are those men understanding? Ulul albab. Those who are understanding are those who are remember Allah. Remember Allah. All the time. We wake up in the morning, we remember Allah. We go to the market, we remember Allah. We go to the school, I give a talk, I have to remember Allah. You see me, you watch me, you listen to me, you have to remember Allah. Alladhina yazkuruna Allah qiyaman. Qiyaman means standing. Wa qu'udan, sitting. Wa ala junubihim. Alladzina yazkuruna Allah qiyaman wa qu'udan wa ala junubihim wa yatafakkarun. They are standing, they are sitting, they are lying down on their sides. Meaning that when the Mufassirin define this ayah, they said is 24 times 7. Meaning that while you are standing, while you are sitting, like all of us are sitting right now, whether you're lying down, so we are in this 3 position 24 times 7. Whether we are standing, we are walking or running, we are standing. Whether we are sitting right now. We are lying down, we will go to sleep. We must remember Allah SWT. And what they're doing? And besides remember Allah, they connect Allah with and think deeply. Think deeply, just not think, but deeply. Now we have deep technology, deep fake, and so on. Think deeply about the creations of the heavens. So what is happening out there? The creation of heaven. And the earth, not just heaven, I mean the sky or universe, but inside the earth. And finally say, our Lord, Rabbana ma khalaqta hadha batilan. Our Lord, you have not created all this without purpose, without objective. You must create all this with purpose. We must create all this with objective. Glory to you, Subhanaka, faqina azabana. And finally, we ask Allah SWT to save us, give us salvation from the torment of the fire. This is the ultimate objective. What we have doing, what we're going to do, what is happening, actually should save us from the hellfire. Faqina azabana. And I want to relate to you, even when we make dua for before we eat. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma barik lana fima razaqtana faqina azabana. Even you want to eat, we want to relate with rezeki, the one going to eat, but finally we relate to faqina azabana. That's why I ask my student, if you have only 2 choice to make dua, whether you want to A, Ya Allah, please enter us to Jannah, or B, Ya Allah, please save us from hellfire. I want to ask you who MMIF and Yen, Sute, or Yadanar, which one you want to choose, A or B? I don't just one way of lecture. I want to give interactive.
I will go with A, inshallah.
Go to Jannah. Okay, Fu, you want to go to Jannah or save you from hellfire? Fu.
I, of course, would want to go to Jannah. Can I choose both?
No,
Save my
only one.
seat and
Only
go to
one.
Jannah?
Only one.
A, of course.
A. The answer is B. You know why? Because if you go to Jannah, inshallah, we all of us go to Jannah, but sometimes people go to the hellfire first. But if you are safe from hellfire, and you are guaranteed go to Jannah. Understand what I mean? Because if you safe from hellfire, it's by automatic, by default, you are entered to Jannah. But if you, the answer, you go to Jannah, inshallah you go to Jannah, but some people go to Jannah after they go through hellfire. Na'uzubillah. Even a few moments go to hell, oh, what is the hell? It's a big torment or bad experience. Okay, we move on to the quiz. I have 60 slides. How long? Do you have to remind me where to stop?
You have 45 minutes, sir. So you have
Okay.
30 minutes to present.
This is a weekend here in Sabah, in Borneo or Malaysia. So a little bit relaxed. I should go to the beach to see us do snorkeling. Dr. Maulana asked me to join the talk. I said, oh, okay, I delay the snorkeling, but inshallah this weekend.
Thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I know it's appreciate. I have 46 audience are there, 45. I hope my talk will give you benefit a bit, hopefully. Okay, move on. Okay, here in I want to relate. This is the leader of Indonesian called Muhammad Nasir. He said this 50 years ago. He was a prime minister of Indonesia. He said, while developing Indonesia, do not ruin the people or Indonesian. You understand what I mean? While we are developing the country, he referred to Indonesia, but do not ruin or do not destroy or do not let down the people. This is his advice 50 years ago. But lately, Tristan Harris, I don't know you know Tristan Harris. If you don't know him, please Google and watch the film called Social Dilemma. Social Dilemma. He was the engineer of Google and Facebook. He said, while we are upgrading the machine or sophisticated the computers, we have been downgrading our humanity. We have been downgrading humanity. So what he said now is exactly what Pak Nasir, the Prime Minister of Indonesia, said before 50 years ago. And he, engineer of Facebook and Google, he worried. Now, the Google, social media, Facebook, TikTok, all these things are ruining the humanity. It's concerned by the West. He's not Muslim, by the way. He's not Muslim. He's still from United States, American. He was worried. If he worried, we should be more worried. Why he worried? Okay, before we go to why he more worried, this is what T.S. Eliot said. This is what I want to inform Sister. I can't get your name again. M-M-I-F. What's your name again? I want to remember.
I'll change it now, Prof. Yadana.
Yeah?
Yadana.
Yadana.
Yadana. Oh, why is it's not why at all? It's MM. It's M. I thought Yadana. That's better. MMS like me, Muhammad.
Muslim name is Warda.
Okay. Thank you.
Easy to remember. Warda.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yadana, fine to me. Okay, Yadana. This is a very good. This T.S. Eliot said way back 50 years ago or 60 years ago. He said, where is the knowledge we have lost in information? He asking, where is knowledge? We lost a lot of information in Google, a lot of information. But where is knowledge? And the most important, he asked, where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? Okay, Alhamdulillah, I and Dr. Mala, we have PhD. Normally, people have PhD, assume that we have a lot of knowledge. But sometimes professors in our universities, in other universities too, they are professors, they should have knowledge, but they don't have, they have knowledge, but they don't have wisdom. Hikmah in Arabic. In Malay, so hikmah. So, and I will define what is hikmah later on. We move on. Okay, this is, I think Dr. Malana can introduce the book. The book is with published by IIIT. For students, you can download free. Muslim Societies in Post-Normal Time. The author is Professor Ziadun Sada, and the other author is non-Muslim, but they're concerned about Muslim. Jody Sierra and Scott Jordan. I think Dr. Maulana met both of them, three of them actually. Dr. Maulana know them very well, and Dr. Maulana attended few workshops from them. There's very good scholars. And what they said in this book, he said in the chapter of social media and also another chapter, artificial intelligence, the event of social media has connected East and West, North and South, and open exchange information and communication via Facebook, WhatsApp, and Twitter. And it is what is social media all about. They connected all of us. They can bring people together, but at the same time, they also divide and fragment them simultaneously. They can be, people get married through Facebook. They know each other, then people get married. But people get divorced also through Facebook. And now Facebook become the divorce lawyer. They talk to Facebook first before they talk to the right person. These are the dangers we are facing now. And AI, artificial intelligence, begin just the humble beginning automation process, but now they develop to even wars, defense, military, advanced medicine, banking, economy, and so on. And now even in Ukraine-Russian war, they use the artificial intelligence. For the COVID-19, they use AI. And Stephen Hawking, the atheist, he did not believe he was entering increasing dangerous period of our history. He was concerned about possible perilous outcomes, super smart of artificial intelligence. This one he worried that the artificial intelligence is become smart and super smart. And we as individuals and communities, we should develop sense of direction, where we want to go, and what is our choice, and what is potential consequences on our activities. So we have to know about this as individual and community, and understanding the global cause of our individual and collective decision. And furthermore, the issues of social justice, income disparity, unemployment, environment, technological, cultural disruption are perhaps more acute and urgent in the Muslim world than elsewhere. It's happening in Malaysia, it's happened in Indonesia, it's happening in Myanmar, and so on. So this is the concern. They worried about what's happening to the AI, social media, and this is Stephen Hawking, the professor from Cambridge, worried about it. Okay, now digital around the world. Currently, there are 7.9 billion and 57% live in urban or city area, and internet, and 62% using internet. Now we go for then most of them keep in touch, filling spare time, and I move on. Now this is how we spend in internet per day. Malaysia number 6, Indonesia number 9, but I couldn't find the Myanmar. But the average is only 6 hours 58. But I think this number is not good for Malaysia and Indonesia, because we spend so much in the virtual world rather than real world. I'm not saying we shouldn't spend on virtual world, but we should balance up. And you see Japan, Denmark, China, Netherlands, Germany, South Korea, France, they are developed countries, but they spend only 4 hours 26 minutes for the Japan, and Denmark 5 hours 2 minutes. So you compare ourselves and think about it. Okay, this Myanmar data is for February 26. Population of Myanmar is 25 million, and internet users for in the country is 45.9, less than 50%, but it's increasing 7.1% a year, 7.1%, and 99.8 share a social media using a mobile phone. So almost everybody have mobile phone, they have social media. Okay, and for number of media social, there are 20 million, and social media is on 37%, and for age more than 13, 47%, and male 54% and female 44%. Okay, hope this data can reflect something for Myanmar. Okay, all right. Okay, what is social? I go deeper on details on social dilemma. What is social dilemma? This what is former Google. It is Christian Harris said. Okay. He said if something is a tool or technology, genuinely just sitting there, waiting patiently. If something is not a tool, it's demanding things from you. Now, social media is seducing you, manipulating you. It wants things from you. We move away from tools-based technology environment or neutral to the addition and manipulation. Addition and manipulation, I repeat. Use technology environment, social media isn't a tool waiting to be used. It has its own goal and it has its own means pursuing them by using your psychology against you. Actually, if you find a book authored by Kadaras, Professor Kadaras, the title Glow Kit, they said there are psychologists that they are helping those developing the application to write the program so much you are addicted to the games. Okay, and he also quote that MIT studies found that fake news, I repeat, fake news spread 6 times faster than true news. And the hadith by Rasulullah SAW, the end of the sign of the end of the day of judgment, where the people trust fake news rather than true news, and it's happening now. Okay. And this Justin Rosenstein, the former engineer of Facebook and Google, said that actually when they create the like button in the Facebook and others social media, they want to spread the positivity and love to the world. But unfortunately, when teenagers do not get enough like this sign, they feel frustrated and they feel depressed. This is a problem. This is a problem. And Professor Andrew Lambert from Stanford University said social media is a drug. And Professor Jonathan had said a whole generation is more anxious, more fragile, and more depressed. So, okay. And now I want to touch on metaverse. This is a new term. I don't know. Yadana smiling. You in the metaverse now? Okay. I'm not saying, okay, I'm here not positioned to say Facebook haram, YouTube is haram, or metaverse haram. No, I'm not faking. Dr. Maulana is a more better position because he's from Kuliah River Knowledge and Sciences. I'm from Kuliah of ICT. I just tell you what is advantage, what is advantage. Let the people expert like Dr. Maulana say haram or halal. I'm just I just share the what's happening. Okay, metaverse. What is metaverse? Metaverse is a collective virtual open space created by convergence of virtual enhanced physical and digital reality. It physically persistence and provide enhanced immersive experience. And actually, I would say this is using virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. Like augmented reality, like Pokemon Go. Then we have virtual reality. They mix and become mixed reality, and now become new experience, metaverse. Okay. Right now, I'm talking, but I can move my face here, up and there, you know. So this is a simple thing. This is a Zoom technology, but metaverse can show me physically 3D. Now it's a 3D. I'm talking, you know. I have the water here. I can drink this. This is like life. I'm talking from we have, but of course they have a better technology. Okay, this is the history of how it's begin of metaverse. Move on. I don't have much. I have a 60 slide to go. So and playing game, watching movies, hang out with friends, and do a lot of things, and full of avatar. You watch film Avatar. This is the introduction to metaverse. And like me, I can change my avatar. I can, if I don't like my neighbor, I can change my neighbor. And people don't like their wife, they change their wife. They get new wife, they get new job. If we don't like the lecturer, we become a policeman or prime ministers, or you choose whatever you want, your world. So this is happening now, and they're going for business, commercial, and entertainment. This I'm worried. Okay, and it's internet widespread, and go for music. You want to go for the orchestra or all things. You don't have to go to the New York. We can just attend it from here, and they use this special gadget that you can have. This Mark Zuckerberg said metaverse as the next version of internet. So if we say Sheikh Google is wonderful, now there will be Sheikh metaverse, will be like Dr. Maulana will give you fatwa, but actually it's not Dr. Maulana, it's a metaverse or avatar Dr. Maulana. And if real Dr. Maulana, alhamdulillah. But if someone fake Dr. Maulana and become someone else, then we are worried. This is happening, this is going to happen. Okay. And so, you know, I don't know whether I want to explain this or not. If you don't like, the people don't like their wife, they married a new one, they gadget, they use the like swimming suit, and they feel like they with their wife. This is a problem. You know, I don't want to go further, but I think you get my point. So they can do whatever they want through the technology. Okay, and unfortunately, they go for business, commercial, and entertainment. Don't think about the ummah, humanity, and so on. This is what the Tristan Harris and John Rosenstein worried about, and even Stephen Hawking. So who exposed to metaverse? All of us, even Muslim and non-Muslim, Myanmar, Malaysian, Indonesian, all of us will expose to metaverse. So I want to give you a reminder. For me, I don't want to say haram, but be aware the danger that it can be. You can use, but just a bit. Just for beneficial use, alhamdulillah, no problem. Mafi mushkilah. Okay, I found out this from One Path Network. He said it's nothing new about metaverse. Actually, it's happening during Rasulullah SAW. If you go to Surah Al-Jum'ah, verses 11, but normally people will go to Surah Jum'ah up to verses 10. Verses 10 is I go to, so I ask us to go to Jum'ah, then Allah SWT will mention that actually doing Salatul Jum'ah much better doing business and so on. So Allah asks us to stop doing the business and go for Salatul Jum'ah. But people stop at verses 10. فإذا قضيت أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فإذا قضيت الصلاة فانتشروا في الأرض الآية. But there are another ayat وإذا رأوا تجارة أو لهوا الآية, and here, and when they see some bargain, some amusement, yani business and entertainment, they disperse. Who are they disperse? Headlong to it and leave their standing. Say the blessing of the presence of Allah is better than any amusement, bargain, and Allah is the best provide for all needs. There are what I call it asbab nuzul behind it. Why this surah been revealed? Actually, there are including one tafsir. And when they see a trade game, they disperse and go for it, and they leave you standing. It's verses 11. It mentioned hadith narrated by Hafiz Abu Ya'la, which he received with his the Prophet Muhammad preaching a gift khutbah Jum'ah in his Masjid Nabawi on Friday. A business delegation from by Dihya bin Khalifa just returned from Syria. Actually, his return greeted by his family, sounding drums and welcome, hearing low noise outside due to the arrival of business group. The Sahaba left the Rasulullah and with 12 people keep sitting in the Masjid Nabawi. You see, Why? Because they are music and business from Sham or Syria. Can you imagine? So now what happened in metaverse is about entertainment and business. So make sure we don't leave the teaching of Islam because of business and commercial. We have to stick. I'll give you an example. For example, they come from Friday, I come for the Salatul Jum'ah, we have to go for Friday prayer. Come to Salatul Zohor, Salatul Asar, Maghrib, Isha, we have to. Do not laga or get carried. So this is the danger that being reminded by Rasulullah SAW in the Quran and also Al-Quran in Surah Al-Jumu'ah verses 11. So I want to relate this to metaverse. Okay, there is I explain. I want to skip this. Then okay, what do we need to prepare metaverse? So we have to alert. In China, they said social issues due to metaverse, and they're worried about what's happening to about the social issues happening in China among the Chinese. Then even a few like these Elon Musk also worried. I'm not sure whether food always become moderator in my session. I don't know food. This Surah Al-Jurat I did explain to audience before, or this audience. Should I continue Surah Al-Jurat or want to skip?
Prof, you can talk about it, but then I just want to remind you, you actually have another 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go a little bit fast. Actually, there are 18 ayat from Surah Al-Jurat, and I get 17 Quranic guidance on using social media. Okay. Number 1 is taqwa. Number 2, do not put yourself forward before Allah SWT. And number 3 is raise not your voices. I mean, do not, become and no speak aloud. This adab of our interaction. Then be patient, sabar. In social media, we do not patient. Then verify. This is most important thing. Allah SWT asks us to verify. Lest you harm people ignorance, investigate whenever we receive any new information. Sometimes we receive new information, we got excited about it, we share it. So it would harm others with ignorance. So make peace. Sometimes we in social media, we want people to, we provoke people and get ask people to get fight each other. So actually we should for aslihu make peace. Then act fairly, be justice even to our enemy. Then let not group scoff another, do not ridicule of Allah. This is verses 11. Then no defame one another. Then no insult, do not insult others by nickname. Sometimes people call a nickname to laugh others. It's not right. In Islam, it's not right. Avoid much suspicious. Do not suspicious to others, especially your friends. Not to spy another. Do not become a stalker in social media. Then not to backbite. This is very eating other people's flesh. So this is number 14. Number 15, to know each other. This is very important. Allah SWT address us is not as ya ayyuhalladhina amanu or ya ayyuhal mu'minun. He addresses ya ayyuhan nas. You know what does it mean? All mankind. We have ya ayyuhan nas inna khalaqnakum min zakarin wa untha wa ja'alnakum syu'uban wa qabail lita'arafu. All mankind, we have created you from male and female, from made you into nation and tribe. We know in Myanmar there are several tribes. Rohingya, Myanmar, Malaysian. We have Kelantanese, Javanese, and Indian, Chinese, and so on. Allah recognized that. That's why He addressed Ya ayyuhan nas. It's not Ya ayyuhal muslimun, Ya ayyuhal mu'minun. No, all mankind. We have created you from male and female, made you into nation and tribe, that you may know one another. Lita'arafu. So lita'arafu, to know each one of us, either you are Muslim or non-Muslim, or one race, another race. Actually, Allah asks us to know each other. this is the command of Allah SWT. But he reminds us the most honorable one of you is Allah, is the one who have taqwa, the one who has taqwa. Okay, this is a reminder. And then of course Allah is all aware, Allah is all knowing. Then don't feel yourself have a lot good and contributed to compare to others. Then Allah knows unseen of the heaven and the earth. This 17. So from this 18 ayah 17 advice or guideline for our in social media. So the word taqwa is important. Taqwa is the God consciousness. Then this is the ayah that always that said that Allah SWT tell us that qalam is the one that I understood it as a technology or computer. So Allah teach us how to use qalam, and Allah link qalam with the knowledge. Iqra. Iqra means to read. Then Allah will tell us that we will know what we did not know before. Thank you, brother Ustaz Latif. Now I become Sheikh of Hadith here, so I have to be more careful. Just now you are stalker. You are not appear in the pictures. Thank you, Sheikh. Okay, and this is the whole surah of Al-ALAR. I want to give the main point that here is just not about pen and qalam, but also about technology and ask us to become taqwa, and about that people feel they are transgressed by because they are self-sufficient. But want to tell about the moral conduct. Dr. Abdul Latif is talk about ethics. Here about the ethical things. Actually, the qalam technology computer is linked to the ethics. It's not something that's separate, but something well connected. And Allah remind here about qalam is technology and about taqwa. And one of the ethical things that is bad happening now is about lying. Allah connect lying here, and Allah describe the punishment of liar is drag him to follow here. And my students final year project from Bosnia, from Turkey, he make the lie detector. Normally lie detector check on your hand, but she put the lie detector in forehead, and her lie detector more accurate and precise than the Western lie detector on the hand, because check on the head. So he go to this ayah, check on the ayah. Okay, I have less than a few minutes more to go. And this I want to relate with Surah Al-Qalam 1 to 4, where here Allah talk about qalam again, known by the pen, what does they inscribe. And here also, you are the great moral character. Allah SWT tell Prophet Muhammad, you're a great moral character. But it's not coincident qalam and Prophet Muhammad and great moral character. No, it's by purpose for me. For me, the qalam is technology. For me, it's computer. And it's to do with the moral character. And good, interestingly enough, the first hadith in Tafsir Ibn Kathir, and then Dr. Latif, I checked with Professor Dr. Habib Ibrahim Sah, he said hadith sahih and can be used. Inna awal ma khalaqa Allah al-qalam faqala lahu uktub. Qala ya Rabb wa ma uktub. Qala uktub al-qadar wa ma huwa ka'inun ila al-abad. Here, quite interesting. Allah SWT said the first creation is not computer, is qalam. And qalam asked Allah, what should I do? Right? I mean, Allah asked qalam to uktub, to write. And qalam asked Allah, what should I write? Then Allah SWT write the decree and whatever we throughout eternity. And this is qalam. And here in surah, the first surah they reveal to Prophet Muhammad talk about Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. Read in the name of Allah, the name of Allah SWT who created you. Here, qalam is the medium to write and read. Read and write. It's between is al-qalam. Al-qalam is technology. What is the function? What we do right now? Write the definition of we have qalam here to write, and after we write, we save and we share. Now what is the technology we use to write, save, store, and share? It's computer. It can be smart mobile phone, can be Zoom, can be YouTube, any hardware and software as long to write and store and share knowledge. And this is called Kalam technology. I refer to Almarhum Dr. Sidi Fadil. He said, Fauzan, yes, you can say Kalam may be computer. It's not Kalam must be computer. Kalam may be computer. I check also with Ustaz Muhammad Mustafa from Kelantan. He also said yes. And I also checked from Kedir from Jordan, scholars from Jordan, and they agree with me. Kalam may be computer. We cannot say Kalam must be computer. And we cannot imagine Kalam, Allah's computer is like our computer. Have keyboard, have monitor, have ALU, have control unit, and so on. So there's enough for us to know is some sort of system that store, share, write, store, and share knowledge. And then where Allah put all this information? Loh Mahfuz. Ma mana loh, ma mana mahfuz? Anybody speak Arabic here? Ma mana loh, ma mana mahfuz? I have this 50 slide. How many? Ma mana loh, ma mana mahfuz? Anybody? Okay, in silence there because I don't have time. Loh mean place, or then mahfuz mean well protected, well secured, well preserved. Day one, Allah created this Loh Mahfuz. Allah did not call Loh of ilm or Loh knowledge, but Loh of well preserved, well protected, well secured. Why? Because Allah SWT want to tell us this: the security of the system is very important. Now in this world, nobody can claim that their system nobody can hack, nobody can crack. Like CIA or KGB or all system NASA, people can crack and never can hack in the system. But Allah SWT said nobody can hack, nobody can crack by naming Loh Mahfuz. This is the way I understand it. I look at it, Loh Mahfuz is a system. It's just not place to store knowledge. Okay, now it's important. Most important thing, the computer just talk about hardware and software, but the people, but you and I, peopleware. And most important thing in the peopleware is the hardware, Qalbun Salim. Qalbun Salim. And the hadith by Prophet Muhammad SAW is one part of the body is good. Hasanah, kullu jasad hasanah. If this part of the body is sayyat, kullu jasad is sayyat. So and that part is the heart. Heart is if this good is important is good, all the body is good. Then in Professor Thompson said, when you have wisdom, you have compassion. But I add another character is merciful. Who is the most merciful and compassionate? It's Allah SWT. And the data is process data become information. Information has knowledge become information has value become knowledge. The highest knowledge is wisdom. Actually, we are engineered to get near, qarib to Allah SWT. And we near to Allah SWT, we have compassion and merciful. The most merciful and compassion is Allah SWT. The less is Prophet Muhammad SAW. The less maybe us. But nobody, if someone do not have merciful and compassionate, they like animal. And worse than animal. Even the animal have some merciful and compassionate. That's why now we understand some people left the baby, abandon the baby, throw the baby, and also kill the baby. But the cat take care of the kittens, the dog take care of the puppies. I have 7 slides. If we don't, we should go to wisdom technology, not just knowledge technology. And Maqasid Sharia is the one of the way to protect us from all this evil. This is I think I don't have to explain detail. And I want to relate this in Al-Farabi, Madani Society. Farabi said, you have to promote the truth. Now, what happening nowadays, they promote the false and the fake. Number 2, he wants us to promote love for knowledge. Now we love for entertainment more than knowledge. Number 3, we have to achieve happiness. Of course, it's happiness in Sharia way. And number 4, promote good deeds. This is 4 principles of Madani society. And I said, we must start with Allah SWT and Quran Sunnah. And the most important thing, hardware. Clean our heart first. Then we can achieve whatever we want. Hardware, software, artificial intelligence, big data analytics, machine learning, on so on. Okay, this is the last ayah. Slide number 59. the technology what we have now is nothing to compare of technology from Sulaiman alayhi salam. In IT, we call teleporting. Even now, when we're talking, I'm in Sabah right now. When I'm talking, I'm teleporting my voice and my pictures, my video actually. Last time only my picture, but now is my video to Myanmar. You know, you get my point? But I did not go physically now to Myanmar or Rohingya or in Yangon or in Kuala Lumpur with Dr. Maulana or Dr. Latif. I believe Dr. Latif in Kuala Lumpur too, but we use the background. But I cannot go. But during Prophet Sulaiman Salam, according Surah Namal, unless you do not believe in Quran, during this time, Prophet Sulaiman asked and he's the king of the king. He's just not king for the human being, but he's the king for the man, king for the animals, king of the jinn. And he instruct all his subjects who can bring the throne of Balkis and together with the Balkis to me. And this jinn, qala ifritun minal jinn. Why Allah SWT, this Ustaz Dr. Maulana and Dr. Abdul maybe can answer better than me. Why here in surah number 39, Allah named the ifrit from jinn. But in next surah, Allah SWT did not mention the name of the person. In some tafsir said that person is Prophet Sulaiman himself. But I believe there are other human beings. But my understanding here, قَالَ الَّذِي إِنَّهُ إِلْمٌ مِنَ الْكِتَابِ. Allah SWT did not mention the person's name in verses number 40. But Allah named the person Ifrit, qala Ifritun minal jinn. It's Ifrit min jinn. And here, jinn said, I can bring the throne and Balkis together before you standing. Is it fast before you standing up? But another person, another is a human being, qala alladhi indahu ilmun minal kitab, he can bring the throne of Balkis from Yaman to Jerusalem or Baitul Muqaddis a blink of Prophet Sulaiman eyes. Which one faster? This person is faster. Then when this happening, even in other surah, detail up. How's this technology? They're using a virtual reality, augmented reality is more than that. When the Balkis have to bring his her gown up, he thought it's water, but it's not water. It's like a mirror. So that technology is super. None other, we even a human being can challenge those technologies that time. Okay, back to this. When this happened, what Prophet Sulaiman said? He said, "Qala hada min fadli rabbi, hada min fadli rabbi." He said, all these things is from the grace of Allah SWT, my Lord. What? Why? Because liyabluwani ashkuru am akfuru, to test whether I'm grateful or ungrateful, syukur or kufur. So this technology, what we're having right now, IT, computer science, artificial intelligence, Zoom, Facebook, and so on, we can use, as I would say, in my opinion, maybe wrong or right, we can use all this technology, but with the principle, Iqra bismi rabbikal ladhi khalaq. Read in the name of Allah, the one who created you. But also to test us whether we are syukur or we are kufur. So this is the last slide, sorry for, and we hope we achieve the wisdom society, not just data society. So wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Thank you so much, Prof. Now I'm opening the floor for Q&A for another 10 more minutes.
Thank you. You can ask to Yadana too, because he's missed the question and answer session just now. I want to share. And even Dr. Latif, difficult question I will pass to Dr. Latif and Dr. Maulana, because they are our sheikh in our universities. I'm graduate from Amerikiyun wa Britannia, not from.
Yes, Miss Nandi, your question. Can you make your question brief?
Yeah, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Professor. I got the precious knowledge. that you told me about the metaphase, the advantages of the metaphase, and also you told, yeah. I have a question that is, this era is the technological era. We can use our education to continue many ways. That have so many educational platforms. We can use the Zoom, we can use the metaphase. So my question is, how we can advise the parents to join which is suitable education for their children?
Okay. First of all, you have to know the suitable technology for certain children. Not all metaverse is suitable for all. Like not all YouTube and publication is suitable for all students and children. They are like, even we play the application or we use application games and so on. There are games for the age above 18. Above 15, above 13, even certain software used. So that guideline have been used not just for Muslim, but for non-Muslim. So this is so the guideline is important, and my opinion that technology we have to use technology. Whether you like it or not, you have to face it and using it, because they have some beneficial. But as a reminder, Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. Read in the name of Allah, the one who created you. Meaning that we should be humble. We should know what is the purpose. It should be for maslahah ummah. It's not for mafsadah. Yani for benefit of society, not for to become harmful. And you see the maqasid sharia. There are 5 to protect of religions, life, wealth, dignity, and also our akal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Okay, is there any more questions?
Maybe Yadana, you can raise one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Prof. I was enjoying the presentations and wondering of what the Prof Fauzan have been explaining it. Whatever he explaining is my presentation is nothing, just a 2 cents.
No, we are complimenting.
No, yours is giving the full information of it. Like Surah Fujurat, I have write down all the 17 points, and also I actually have not me lah. Actually, we have a group of students who like to study, and we have understand about the Surah 96, and we put in as our understanding as Quran is talking about Abu Jahal, but we never understand that it is talking about the liars, and you have given us from other perspective, and yeah, it's I have no questions. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Prof.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Do we have any more questions for Prof Fauzan? Because Prof Fauzan is on vacation, we don't want to hold him for so long.
I'm okay. I told everybody that Sunday did not disturb me because I want to be with Dr. Malana's students.
Okay. Alhamdulillah, Prof Fauzan, thank you so much. And during your visit and vacation, still you are very keen to provide the knowledge, particularly for the students of Myanmar.
Actually, it's not vacation. Yesterday, I have to deliver a talk in one of the programs. So,
but now you are going to the beach, so then I promise.
Thank you.
Vacation plus conference, Prof. So, in fact, I feel that. In fact, I was given Prof Fauzan the title about the superior device of the Qalam, but the way Prof presented is more or less the idea is very superior, and I feel it now. I think you can see my student. All these students are now they are attending different university, but they are still learning the Hadith and Quran from me in their leisure time. So I'm really very much appreciate, because your idea, among all these ideas, Surah Namla ayat number 39 and 40, you have mentioned. I think this opened our eyes that the Qudra, the superior the capacity of the Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. You highlight. That
I
is the-
forget to explain why Allah did not mention name for that person. For me, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, you and Dr. Latif. For me, alladhi indahu min al-kitab, because to open to anybody, you and me, anybody in the future, it's
Ahlul
not just
Kitab.
anybody, as long as they are ilmun min al-kitab, they can do that, and they can beat jinn, ifrit.
Correct.
This Allah SWT to give us the confidence that we are better than jinn and ifrit.
That's the
Ifrit
thing,
can bring, if ifrit can bring before you standing, but the ilman min al-kitab can bring it to before blink of the eyes much faster.
Yeah,
And
the blink of the eyes. Correct.
if Allah mentioned the names, maybe that person, we know that Prophet Sulaiman, he can do it because he's Nabi. Or Luqman, he can do it because he's Luqman. Or Ahmad, he can do it because it's Ahmad. No, Allah made general that anybody, even nowadays, can do it.
Yeah, still valid for this.
Still valid, and that technology, even now, the scientists in the United States and UK and Europe, they cannot do that. Teleporting, they're thinking about it. If you see the film in the movie Hollywood, they want to teleport from us to this planet and planet, but they cannot do it. But Prophet Sulaiman, during his time, that ilman min al-kitab can do it.
Correct. Once the creation of the Allah has such a power, then what about Allah Subhanahu wa Taala?
Allahu Akbar.
So this gives us a very big confidence in Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. For that highlight, I really appreciate it. May Allah bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Maulana. Thank you. Dr. Latif maybe can add.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prof, for giving your time, for being here, and thank you so much for giving such an informative lecture for all our students in Myanmar. And thank you again for being present here to our for our participants and etc. and giving time. Thank you, Prof.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, so without any more delays, we will be continuing with our next session. So next, may I introduce to you all our next presenter and speaker, Assistant Professor Dr. Abdul Latif. Professor Dr. Abdul Latif is the Head of Department of Fundamental and Interdisciplinary Studies, FIDS, and Kuliah of IRKH UIA. He obtained his PhD in Islamic Civilization, specializing in Western and Islamic philosophy, MA in Islamic Civilization ISTEC, specializing in Islamic psychology, and BA in Islamic Revealed Knowledge and Heritage, specializing in fiqh and usul from IIUM, majoring in fiqh and usul al-fiqh, majoring and minoring in psychology. He's the founder of Imam Restoration Therapy for Counseling and Mental Health Issues, and the book writer of Therapy Kesehatan Mental. He's an invited guest for the forum of Basira Al-Din and Motivasi Pergi Radio IKIM dan Anda Musyakil TV1, and the member of Association of Darul Islam Islamic Healing. He also conducted programs and workshops for various groups, including government departments, hospital staff, university lecturers and supporting staff, teachers and students, provided training and motivation programs, as well as delivering lectures on motivation, academic excellence, and value management and work performances for government and private agency. He has also accomplished in presenting many papers in various seminars, conferences at national and international level, as well as published articles in journals, proceedings, magazines, and newspaper. So let's now welcome Assistant Professor Dr. Abdul Latif to give speech on seeking knowledge and an indispensable task for building society and the nation. Prof, would you need to present your screen?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم أما بعد أحييكم بتحية الإسلام السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة
How about the voice? Is it well audible?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
okay,
clear,
Prof.
Prof.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So let me present. Okay. Okay. Hey, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Sister, the chairperson. Thank you, Dr. Malana, for inviting me to share knowledge, and thank you others also. Inshallah, the topic given to me is seeking knowledge, an indispensable task for building society and the nation. And thank you also, Dr. Prof. Fauzan, for the knowledge. Alhamdulillah. Okay. You know, when we talk about benefiting others, contributing to people, to nations, to the society, you know, we better flashback to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You know how the Prophet changed the society, how the Prophet bring civilization. You know, the Prophet, you know, very difficult. He starts alone, you know, and then come the surah, Iqra, and then he make da'wah, you know, he changed the people, the heart of the people, of a few peoples, and then these few people continue spreading the da'wah. We have the era of Makkah where the Prophet concentrate on instilling building the heart, instilling knowledge, building the heart, you know, planting the aqidah, strengthening the aqidah. And then the Prophet has the era of Medina, for example, and then where in Medina, you know, then comes the responsibilities, duties about everything. Why it become very easy? Because the heart is already prepared for that. The heart has a very strong iman. Then after Medina, then it goes to expansion, and then the Prophet built, you know, very big civilization, continued by the people after that. You know, if we observe and analyze, you know, this, you know, meaning that we can know how to start. Maybe the Prophet he starts alone, but in our case, it should be more. It should be easier because, you know, many Muslims are already many. But the issue now, we are afraid that their belief, their knowledge, you know, is not correct. It's not correct. Or we call corrupted knowledge. So meaning that our responsibility, what we can do, is to correct or to bring back people to the right knowledge and through education. I do not know whether it is easier or more difficult. You know, we actually it depends. It depends on ourselves. What's more, Allah does not judge based on result. Allah judge based on effort. How serious you are, how committed you are, you know, in correcting the people. So we need to talk about, for example, the issue, the desecularization, you know, the decafirization, for example, we talk about Islamization, for example, and that will be our great contribution. So how to do this? You know, how to do this? You know, the Prophet, of course, the source of you know, Ad-Dabani Rabbi, the Prophet, of course, the source of knowledge, the teachers of the Prophet is Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala Himself. But for us, we have to look for the right teachers in order to get the right knowledge. So what are the knowledge? You know, what are the awareness that we should have in order to change the society and the nation. So let's go through the slide. Okay, number one, of course, knowledge is very important. Knowledge is very important because knowledge is the light. People get deviated because they are in the dark. They are in the dark. In the dark means what? Zulmun. Dark means zulmun, zulumat, the darkness. You do not know the place to put things. Then we need knowledge. Al-ilmu nurun. So then in the dark, we have knowledge, and the knowledge gives us light. So we can see the place of things, where to put. And then when we put things properly, then it what we call adil, what we call adil. So we need knowledge. And I want to tell you all that, our uniqueness, our advantage is not about physical power, physical ability, and we cannot even compare with, if we think we are strong, we cannot even fight with the elephant. If we are running so fast, we cannot even fight with the cheetah, because that's not our advantage. Our advantage, as mentioned by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, is knowledge. Is knowledge. So when Allah wants to appoint us as a Khalifah, actually Allah give us, Allah provide us, Allah equip us with that uniqueness, which is not knowledge. وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً قَالُوا أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا إِلَى آخِرِ الْآيَةِ. Meaning that, at the very beginning, the malaika, they question about the ability of what they call this man to become Khalifah. But when Allah teach Adam, and Allah asked Adam to show that his ability, then Malaika start realizing about the ability of Adam. So what is a little different? What is the difference between angels and Adam or human? Angels, they are being programmed. Angels, they are being programmed. They simply do what the program which are given to them. Those who bring rizki, they continue to bring rizki. Those who, let's say, take the life, they will continue to take the life, for example. They cannot generate new knowledge compared to man. Man, he got one knowledge, he generate new knowledge, and then he generate more knowledge. That's the ability that the angel don't have. So start realizing this. So the angel worship out of respect to the Prophet Adam alaihi salam. So this is about the first fundamental things, that in order to change people, we must equip ourselves with our real uniqueness, that is knowledge. Okay. Brothers and sisters, when Allah create us, by the way, what time I should 30 minutes kan? 30 minutes around what time I should stop?
Prof, you still have 10 more minutes, Prof.
What? All 10 more
You
minutes?
still have, yes.
Okay. 10 more minutes now. Let me 48, and then we have, okay. Okay.
No, actually, Prof, we actually took 10 minutes from your session, so you actually have 20 more minutes, Prof.
20 more, okay. 20.
Yeah, 20. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Okay, brothers and sisters. So when when Allah creates us, not only as a servant. There is abdun. Abdun. What is abdun? Abdun is a vertical relationship between a servant and Allah. So meaning that many people they enjoy this for being a servant. They are good, they worship, but at the end they fulfill only part of their mission. That is a servant. It is not complete, because we are not only servant, but we are also vicegerent. So what is a vicegerent? A horizontal relationship between a servant and the other creatures, meaning that what we have responsibility towards others. If you want to go to paradise, make sure that we bring also people who is under us to paradise. We cannot be selfish, because we are not only servant, because we are also the Khalifah, vicegerent. Right? If you are, let's say, for example, a father, you cannot go alone into the paradise unless you bring your family together. Otherwise, you have difficulty. So don't be selfish. Don't be, let's say, for example, comfortable. When you are good, for example, when you are doing well in ibadah, for example, then you think that you are safe. No, you are not only abdun, but you are also Khalifah. I want to tell you, if we are only abdun, not Khalifah, we don't have problem with the shaitan, with the iblis. Why how the problem start with the iblis? The problem start when Allah want to appoint us as Khalifah. If you talk about abdun only, then there will be no evil, because shaitan, iblis is the best worship. He's also there among malaika. But the problem start when Allah want to appoint Adam to be Khalifah, then the problem start. So don't think that don't simply concentrate on abdun only. We have to stress also about our responsibility to others, that we must understand. And then what is the purpose of education? This we must understand. The purpose of education in Islam is to produce a good man, not a good citizen. So what is the difference between a good man and a good citizen? A good man necessarily will be a good citizen, but a good citizen not necessarily becomes a good man. That's we must understand. For example, we have here, genting, which is popular with gambling, for example, gambling, like casino and everything. But this genting company, they contribute a lot to the countries in the form of what? In the form of, they call sin tax. Sin tax. The name itself, sin tax. So they are, the CEO, the founder, mashallah, is a very good citizen. He contributes a lot, but that's not we want. We want a good man, which is also contribute to the people and to the society. We are not here to have a good citizen, because as I did tell you, a good citizen not necessarily will a good man, because at the end, gambling, for example, will put a lot of distraction. So that's we must understand. So the best investment, if you want to invest, so where should you put your investment? The best investment is to invest in yourself, to put the money in yourself, to improve yourself, to educate yourself. And then when you are educated, then inshallah the knowledge will be spread to others, will be benefited to others automatically, necessarily. That's why everything start with ourself. Everything start with ourselves. Faqidu shay la yu'ti. The Arab say faqidu shay la yu'ti. You want to correct people, you want to make people good. By the end, if you are not good, if you don't correct yourself, these are all impossible. It must start with yourself. Another thing that I want to highlight here, when we talk about men, for example, and then in response to the environment, so these are the module that I call A, B, C. A, B, C. That's from minds to environment. This is in your mind. Let's say B, actually A, B, C. A stand for activating event, something that happened outside the environment. Then it comes to your mind. This is about knowledge. B stand for belief, and C stand for consequence, mean the result. And I want to tell you, it is not A that determines C. How bad the situation are, the society are. Actually, it depends on your B. If the B is positive and how bad negative the A is, the C will remain positive. But if the B is negative, how positive the A is, but the C continue to be negative. If the B is negative. So it depends on B. What is B? This is about knowledge. This is about belief. It control, let's say for example, if two people are, let's say for example, are sick. One person A, let's say for example, consider the sickness as bad, as a punishment from Allah. So what happened? He become depressed. He become demotivated. But if let's say for example, the second person, he look at illness as something positive. Maybe Allah want to bring him back to Allah. Allah want to erase the sin he's seen, and Allah want to upgrade his level. Then the C will be positive. So it depends on B. I want to tell you that we are not able to, in many cases, control A. We cannot able to control, to monitor, for example, as Dr. Fauzan say, the technologies and the technology run very fast. We cannot even control the pandemic. We cannot even control that and that. But I want to tell you that that's not A that determines C. What determines C is B. And the good news is B is within your control. B is within your control. So you are responsible with something that within your control. And that we must understand. So if the B is positive, then the C will be positive. Make sure that the B is religious, not secular, and not materialistic. And that B also, the strength that is, it depends on your yakin. Yakin to whom? Yakins to the source of the positive things, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Find the hikmah, find the reason. Allah is good. Whatever he does, there must be hikmah, there must be something good. Okay, that's what we as a Muslim, the youth, the student, that we must understand. Because when we talk about the history, how the Prophet built the nation, built the society, 10 years the Prophet concentrate on B, on B. When the B is strong, then and next 10 years will be very easy. Okay. So what are the knowledge that we need to put in our belief? So these are the knowledge that we should go for. Number one, the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We must study Allah. We must learn about Allah. Because we are created by Allah, for Allah. We are created by Allah and for Allah. Inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mamati lillahi Rabbil alamin. Wa ma khalaqtul jinna wal ins illa liya'budun. You see the expression Allah denied all the reason, all the purpose of creation. Wa ma khalaqtul jinna wal ins. We don't create you for any purpose. Allah, the expression denied the very purpose of creation, any purpose of creation. And Allah said, except to worship me. So how to worship? How to be a good servant of Allah? Unless you must have knowledge. How to bring people to Allah? Unless you must start with yourself. You must begin with yourself. Okay, and then we have to study about the knowledge about the hereafter. That hereafter is our real home, our real home. When we go to the hotel, like for example, Dr. Fauzan, he went to the hotel. We stay there for a few days, for example. Don't think, when we go to the hotel, we want to convert the hotel. We want to furnish the hotel. We want to put the aircon, extra aircon to the hotel. We want to put a kitchen cabinet into the hotel. Why? Because this is just temporary. Why we must give full of our time to the hotel? For example, the same thing. We are on journey. This is dunya is temporary. Why we need to give the full of our times to this in journey? We should think about our real home. Whatever we do in this dunya, we must think about the impact when we are arrived at our real home. When you pray, for example, when you do good things, whatever you do, make that this is for I will send it for my real home. This is the account for my real home. This is to widen our real home. Because this is a journey. You shouldn't, as I did, if I give analogy of the hotel, meaning you should, when you leave the hotel, you shouldn't cry. There is more people who live in the hotel crying. I cannot leave the hotel. No, cannot. For example. But many people, when they leave this dunya, they don't want to separate from this dunya, as if they don't want to separate from the hotel. Actually, this is not our home. We are here to look for things for our real home, which is akhirah. This is temporary, and that are abadi. That we must seek the knowledge. And because of this dunya, we have to seek also the knowledge about this dunya. This dunya is temporary. When there is beginning, there will be ending. When there is what they call this, nothing in this dunya is permanent. Don't expect something which is not permanent to be permanent. This is irrational thoughts. If you have this in your mind, you will suffer. Okay, and then you need to study also about yourself. The Sufi said, "Man arafa nafsahu, arafa rabbahu." Those who know himself will know his God. If he forget about himself, he will not know. He will forget God. So we should also study, look for the knowledge to know about who we are. Wama yas'alunaka 'anir ruh. They ask you about the ruh. Qulir ruhu min amri rabbi. Say that the matter of ruh belongs to God. Wama utitum minal ilmi illa qalila. We don't give you the knowledge about the ruh except very little. And I want to tell you, brothers and sisters, that littleness of knowledge about ruh is enough to make us know about who we are. Who we are, but you need to start to study. Okay. And then when we are created, we are given amana. Inna aradna al-amanata 'ala as-samawati wal ard. They reject. We give the amana to the heaven and the earth and the mountain. They reject. But men decided to accept. Innahu kana zaluman jahula. They are zalim and ignorant. Who are they? The one who accept the amana, that they fail to fulfill the amanah. So we must always remember that we are not only the servant of Allah, but we have responsibility towards the other creatures. So what is responsibility? What is responsibility? Responsibility is a combination of two words, response and able. If you are able to respond, it is your responsibility, but if you are not able to respond, it is not your responsibility. La yukallifullah nafsan illa wus'aha. Don't worry with something beyond your control. What you should worry, something within your control. That you must worry, because Allah will ask, something within your control. Then Allah give us amanah. We have amanah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have amanah to ourselves, and we have amanah to others. So put things in a proper place. What is amanah to Allah? We must take care about our ibadah. Sometimes we like to help people, but we forget, our main responsibility to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to tell you, if you are a good servant of Allah, if we are a good servant of Allah, we must also be good to the people automatically. Because what? Those who protect the right of Allah, the responsibility towards Allah, for sure they will also protect the right of and responsibility toward people, because that is the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you think that you are good to Allah and you are not good to people, this is misunderstanding. Because Allah always asks us to do good to the people. avoid something that harm the people. So meaning that it start the prerequisite of amanah, that is amanah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you fulfill the amanah to Allah, then automatically the amanah to yourself, the amanah to the others also will automatically be accomplished. But if you forget Allah, you just think about yourself and you just do a responsibility towards others, you might invite the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because whatever you do just to attract the attention of the people. This is what we call riya, meaning that then you will suffer depression, then you will suffer what they call this the deficit of attention, because sometimes people, they don't care about who you are, but we think about people, but sometimes people don't care about others. But sisters, brothers, when you concentrate on the attraction of Allah, Allah is observing. Allah is the most seeing. Huwa ma'akum aynama kuntum. He is always with you. Ustaz, why I feel that Allah is away from me? Not because He runs from you, but you are the one who run from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Brothers and brothers and sisters, this in your journey to contribute to the people, you will face a lot of challenges and difficulty. And then this is a test for you. Of course, Allah will want to reward you, or Allah want to raise your level. When in dunya, when you are being tested, the professor give you paper, then the professor let you answer and he left you. Okay, and then after that you submit the paper, and then the professor will know about your ability. But when Allah tests you, when Allah tests you, Allah does not leave you. He is always with you, and want you to call Him. Call me, I will help. We are not, when we are tested, we are not to be independent. We must look for solution alone. Allah wants us to call Him. Let Him, let us depend on Him. Let's we go out from the problem with His help. That's what He wants. But we misunderstood. We think that we must be independent. We must look for the knowledge. We must study about this solution. No, actually, that's not what Allah wants. Allah wants you to call Him and let Him help you to go out from the problem. Because if Allah does not allow the problem to be solved, there will be no solution. But if Allah wants it to be solved, then nobody can stop you from the solution. Brothers and sisters, in Islam, we are created by Allah and for Allah. This is very the time I will finish end this hadith. Ajaban li amril mu'min, inna amrahu kullahu lahu khair, laysa zalika li ahadin illa lil mu'min, in asabathu sarra syakara fakanat khairan lahu, wa in asabathu dharra sabara fakanat khairan lahu. This is very weird. The Prophet said the matter of the mu'min is very weird. Everything that happen in his life, whatever good, whatever bad, there must be good in it, with condition. If it is good, something happen good, in order to be good for him, he must syakara, he must appreciate it, he must put the gratitude, he must show the gratitude. When something bad happened to him, he must be patient. I want to tell you, in our life, there are two things only that happen to us: something within our that we are willing to have, and something that we want to avoid. Musibah and ni'mah, and both are good, with condition that syakara was sabara. How to get this syukur and how to get this sabar. Wasta'inu bis sabri was salah. Bring ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So to conclude that, in order to be beneficial to people, you must start with yourself. And of course, in order to start with yourself, you must bring yourself back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because what? Because your nature, your happiness, everything with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La hawla wala quwwata illa billah. Thank you very much, Adin, for the time given. So I pass back to the moderator, to the chairperson.
Thank you so much, Prof. Abdul Latif, for such a knowledge-packed and a valuable talk session. So now I would like to open a question and answer session. So if you have any question to Prof. Latif,